Good evening and welcome to Flow episode 47. I am your host, Cam Cooksey. How is everybody doing tonight? And I saw that people in the chat were talking about me being late and everything. It's funny, you're wondering why I was late. You're trying to figure out what's going on. Let's see if anybody can guess why I was late in the chat. And it has nothing to do with me personally. It has to do with the episode that we're having today. See if anybody can get it in the chat. While y'all are doing that, AOB22 says Cam living on alpha time. No, not this time. But it is another person's time that I'm living on. It's not Jackie either, and it's not anybody in my family. But if you guys can guess, go ahead and guess. I'm not going to tell you until somebody guesses, but I'm going to go ahead and get to the first sponsor. I hope y'all are all doing well tonight. There's no people after this, so I'm going to go a little bit over because I got a decent amount of content to get for you guys tonight. Matt VK said, Flowbots, I can ride my bike with no handlebars. No handlebars. No handlebars. All right. Jackie got it. So, well, I wish you wouldn't have guessed it, Jackie, but I appreciate you being here. I love you. But yeah, it's episode 47. President Trump is obviously Agent 47, aka POTUS 47. But he has set times to be on stage, and then because of whether it's Secret Service or just to switch things up, he decides to show up a little bit off time. So I did that to see if you guys would notice why I was doing it, and then I thought I'd throw a hint out there. But that was just for a little bit of fun. And I also only did it because we don't have people after this, so it's all good. But all right, let me get into the first sponsor because we got a lot to get to tonight, and I don't actually want to stay on until 10:30 if that's possible. So I'll come back after this first ad read and say what's up to you guys in the chat. Let everybody kind of flow in here. We're at 46 people. I'm waiting to get to 47, and then I'm going to start the ad. Come on, where's that 47th eye we want? There we go. Oh, it skipped real quick from 47 to 49, but I saw it. All right, so first up, we have All Good from Jessica Storm and by Jessica Storm. By and from Jessica Storm. Make self-care great again with All Good by Jessica Storm. Made in small batches by Jessica in Florida with only clean ingredients with purpose, zero junk, and packaged in amber glass jars, so it's all good inside and out. Start with the lightweight pure whipped tallow for all-over hydration. Tighten up with the No Tox smoothing serum. Treat your hair with the game-changing tallow hair mask, and finish with the tamed hair serum or tallow beard balm for control and style. Spring is here, y'all. Grab some All Good tallow sunscreen and bug out balm to nourish your skin while protecting. We just got our first set of mosquitoes. I saw the zebra ones. I actually saw one yesterday that was I could see its like ass was red. It was bright red because it had bit me on the neck. And when I killed it, I had blood all over my hands. So make sure you guys get that. Get a bundle of your faves at badlandsmedia.tv/allgood and use code BADLANDS to discount your entire purchase and to support the creators at Badlands Media. That's badlandsmedia.tv/allgood. Promo code BADLANDS. And thank you again to Jessica Storm for that. She's an awesome person, and we love her, you know. She also sets up the stream. And she does so much stuff behind the scenes. So make sure you guys check out her products. They're fantastic products. So thank you again, Jessica, for that. And we're going to go ahead and get to the second sponsor. And you guys can actually see. So for this month, at least, I have Patriot Protect as one of my sponsors, which is pretty awesome. I've never had an actual show sponsor. I've had our sponsors in my ad reads, but this is the first time for me. So I'm pretty excited about it. And it's a product that I've used before, or I just recently used. And if you guys were watching last night, you saw that I had, I said I had 50 websites that my data was on, and they cleared all that up. And I haven't gotten a spam call since. So that's pretty awesome. But let me go ahead and get to the ad read for that. And thank you again, Patriot Protect, for what you've done for me, because I can't tell you how annoying it is to find out that my information is everywhere. So here we go with Patriot Protect. If I can pull it up, here we go. We are in the middle of the worst stretch of data breaches this country has ever seen. Yeah, I know it. And it's hitting right in the middle of tax season. In just the last 90 days, a government contractor that handles Medicaid and benefits for 46 states got hacked. 25 million Americans had their social security numbers and medical records stolen. The Texas AG called it the largest breach in American history. Panera Bread, 5 million customers exposed. Under Armour, 72 million email addresses dumped online, all on top of a record 3,300 data breaches in 2025 alone. Here's why you need to care right now. Criminals are using this stolen data to file tax returns in your name and take your refund. The IRS flagged 2 million returns for identity fraud last year alone. And if it happens to you, the average wait to get it resolved is almost 2 years. And it's not just breaches. Right now, data brokers and people search sites are publishing your name, your home address, your phone number, even your family members' names, all searchable by anyone online. Scammers don't need to hack you. They just look you up. Now, Patriot Protect fixes that. Their search and destroy protocol, which is the one that I've been using, scans Google and over 200 data broker sites, finds your personal information and removes it continuously. Most services tell you after your identity gets stolen. Patriot Protect removes the information criminals need to steal it in the first place. Because of what we're seeing right now, Patriot Protect is offering you 15% off any plan. Use promo code BADLANDS at patriotprotect.com/flow. Your data is already out there. Take it back. Catch episode 2 of America First Stories. That's the one John does on Sundays. On Badlands Media to learn more. So yeah, I haven't actually seen that one yet, which I'm going to go check out later. But I'm excited to see what the gentleman talks about. I believe it's the gentleman. But yeah, they've been fantastic for me, guys. Like I said, 50 websites in the first search and destroy protocol alone. And I can't imagine what I'm going to get next. So hopefully less, because they already did that part. But either way, my data is going to keep getting out there until your data is going to keep getting out there until you sign up for something like this. And I really don't know of any other program from any other company that can do something like this, because I know there's other places out there, but like it said in the ad read, a lot of these companies, man, they wait until you're hacked and then they're like, oh, we'll retroactively go back and take you off. But at that point, they already have your information. So you want to nip it in the bud before it gets out there. So thank you again to Patriot Protect. And remember, guys, that's patriotprotect.com/flow, promo code BADLANDS. All right, y'all. How's everybody doing? We have a couple more ads, but we'll get to those near the end of the show. And obviously, GART's coming up next week. Get your GART tickets, virtual or in person. I believe in person are still for sale. Let me look that up so I'm not just saying that. And while I'm doing that, I can actually turn on some music so you guys have some flow music in the background. Let's see. Let's hit the gong first. Oh, sorry if that was loud, y'all. I'm going to turn the volume down for the music, but this will be fun for now. And let me know if the music's a little too loud in the background. All right, so we're going to go to badlandsmedia.tv/events. We got GART coming up April 9th through 12th. I'm going to do an ad read or not an ad read. I'm going to read about that later, but I'm going to go make sure the tickets are still on sale. Buy in-person tickets. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, they're still for sale. General admission is still on sale. It's looking like VIP is still on sale too. Okay. You got single day admissions for Friday, April 10th are on sale. Single day Saturdays on sale, and single day Sundays on sale. And virtual is obviously on sale, because virtual, we don't have to worry about the numbers as much because you'll be at home. But if you can make it out to Nashville, I highly suggest going. I've been to Nashville I'd probably say at least a dozen times, probably closer to 20. It's only about a 3.5 hour drive from Atlanta. So I've been to Nashville plenty of times. Jaggy said, did you switch screens? You're frozen. No, I did not. Let me make sure I'm on the right internet. I'm on the right internet. Oh, and of course this light cuts out. By the way, Jackie, this light for some reason will not stay on. Let me try using a different plug. Hold for processing, y'all. I am not sure what's going on with the freezing. As you guys can see, my light's glitching. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Give you guys some background sounds. There we go. I'm bright again. Oh, that's really bright. That's all right though. Jackie said, am I freezing for y'all? Let me know in the chat if I'm freezing, because I don't want to keep going if I'm freezing up on everybody. Because Jackie in the YouTube chat says that I'm freezing, but it doesn't seem like anybody in the Rumble chat sees me freezing. I guess as long as you guys hear me, that'll work out too. Let me keep going just so that I don't wait around for too long until somebody responds. But anyway, so let's get into the show. All right, so I wanted to get into we'll go to Truth Social first, Donald Trump's Truth Social page, because you guys know, all good now, says Harry Patriot. Awesome. Thank you so much. And good to see you, Harry Patriot. I also saw Babbage over there. As always, I see Super Ducati 750SS. It's a nice car. Good to see you. Oh, you're not late. Don't worry about it. Jackie says, it's just your pictures frozen like when we do our Wednesday show. That's weird because I am obviously right near the router. So that's strange. But Frederick Leathers says, you froze, but you thawed out. Yeah, it's a little cold in here. As you can tell, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I'm actually wearing the sweatpants. I'm wearing socks. I'm wearing shoes too, because I needed something to cover the socks. It's freezing in this house. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, Deb Rich says, my second in-person GART, have done all the virtuals. That's awesome. I'm excited to meet you, probably see you. I probably met you before, but if I didn't meet you before, I'm definitely excited to meet you. Amber is in the chat, my cousin, not blood related. Good evening and happy Easter, everyone, says Amber. Let me pull that one up on the screen. Good evening to you as well. I see Tracy Nanette's in here. Oh, I said earlier, Marcy, you're not late. You're right on time. Plus, I started a little late on purpose. If you want to scroll up, you can check out why. But well, I started late because that's what DJT does from time to time. And this is the 47th episode. So this is going to be, to start, we're definitely going to be Donald Trump focused. We've been like that for a while. There is one link that I'm going to put in the chat that I would like for you guys to wait and hold off to watch it because it's 25 minutes long. But it's a clip that he shared on Truth Social that I think you guys would like. So when I get to it, I'll let you know and I'll put it in the chat. But anyway, Marcy says, I just lost track of time. That happens to me all the time. It actually doesn't happen for me for my shows. So if I'm ever late, it's either on purpose or because I knew that I was going to be late. Well, I guess it's on purpose, but you guys get what I'm saying. But when I'm not on a show or I don't have a show coming up, I lose track of time all the time. Like I'll be planning. This happens to me all the time for General Quas's Space Revolution show. Was it 6 o'clock on Wednesdays? I'll be like, all right, his show's coming up because Jackie and I have a show at 2 o'clock. Oh, shameless plug. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. So Jackie and I have a new show. I think we're like 5 episodes in. I do not think we're going to do one this Wednesday though, but it's called Unconventional News with Jackie and myself on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on our respective channels. Positive vibes only. And our idea behind this was it's news, but it's less news and more just stuff that we like, that we've seen, and it doesn't have to be current news. It's just a show of positivity. I mean, we're not like forcing positivity on people in the show, because I brought up stuff before that'll tug on your heartstrings, that make you cry a little bit, but there's always a positive spin on it. Let's put it that way. So it's a really fun show. We have a good time. We usually go probably close to 2 hours, but it really just depends on what we want to do that day. But it's usually just full of funny videos of kids doing stuff, or like last week we had one of the videos was one of the videos that was a darker video that turned light was these kids had seen some crazy stuff by the train tracks, and they were on their bikes and they rode over to their pastor's house, and she wasn't at home, and so they got her on the Ring camera, or on the Ring doorbell. She answered the doorbell, and they asked her to pray for them because they just felt uncomfortable after the evil that they had seen. And it was a beautiful story. And then there was another one where this mom and this little girl, her mom taught her this thing where I think it's like once a week or something like that, but they go into the grocery store, they go to a store, and they just go around complimenting people. And the daughter basically gets to pick out they switch back and forth, but if someone has a hat they like, they'll decide, okay, we're going to go up to that person and say something nice about their hat. Or if somebody has a cool shirt, or just anything. So it's really cool. Oh, Jackie says we met Deb in Plymouth. Yes. Okay. That makes sense. I was going to say, I was pretty sure I'd met you before, but it's funny because these thumbnails, it's hard for me to see the pictures. So I'll look at a picture and I'm like, I can kind of tell the figure, but I'm not totally sure. Yes, Deborah said, oh, I saw that. And she prayed for them. That was so sweet. Yes, it really was. It was, Jackie found that one. I didn't even know it existed. But yeah, it's, that's kind of the goal of the show is we have stuff that's funny. We have stuff that's like meaningful. And then we have stuff that's just beyond beautiful like that. I mean, I had a story that I found about a gentleman that was making, what was he doing? He would make sandwiches because his son had passed away from, I believe it was his son, had passed away from drug use. He had become a drug addict and but he wasn't able to get food. This was in Colombia, I believe. But he would make 6 sandwiches and he would put them out every day for like 20 something years. And he passed away. And then people were wondering, where's the sandwich man? Because they never really saw him. They just knew it was out there. And so one of the daughters, or his daughter, saw the post. It was like on Facebook or something. His daughter saw the post and was like, that was my father. He just recently passed away. And so the community came together and people just started making sandwiches to replace what he had been doing. And the reason he did it and didn't put a name to it or anything was because he said that if there was something like that there for his son, maybe he'd still be here. So just beautiful things like that. Sometimes it's sad, but it's a beautiful world. And the reason it's a beautiful world is because of what we're celebrating tomorrow. Because of what we celebrated yesterday on Good Friday. Christ's sacrifice for our lives and our sins, and for all of humanity, to save this world from the mistakes that we had made. And unfortunately, it had to be that way. But let me rephrase that. It's fortunate that it had to be that way. It's just tough for us to swallow sometimes that it had to be such a gruesome and dark and sad sacrifice. But it was really a beautiful moment because like the video I showed you guys at the end of the show last week with Forrest Frank, it wasn't the nails that kept Christ on the cross. It was his love for us that kept him on the cross. So tomorrow we celebrate the most beautiful part of it, the resurrection, Resurrection Sunday. So yeah, guys, whenever this world is you're feeling down, just remember Christ died on the cross for our sins and everything's going to be all right because of that. So first up, we're getting over to Truth Social. We're going to go through some of Donald Trump's posts. I started, how many days ago did I start? 4 days ago is the first post that I basically started on, but I did have one that I saved yesterday. And just so that I'm going to be out of order for this first one, but it'll be a lot easier than scrolling. Actually, no, I'll just scroll back down when it comes to it. So first up, we've got President Donald J. Trump, Agent 47, as I want to call him tonight. And this is from March 31st at 7:11 a.m. And he's talking about the King of England. Posh, posh, posh. So let me pull this up on the screen. And actually, let me make this bigger for now. Here we go. All right. So, and let me know if I'm frozen when I switch screens, guys, because I feel like I am, but I can't really tell. Oh, actually, I know what I can do. Let me move this stuff down below. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. When I have it on my other screen, it's a lot easier to see. So give me just a moment. Hold for processing. And I can keep it there for that reach. All right. So Donald Trump on Truth Social from March 31st says, all of those countries, oh, let me see it over here because it's a lot easier to read. All of those countries that can't get wait, this is not, hold on a second. This is the correct one, but this is not the king one. This is about the United Kingdom. So let me start over. Donald Trump on Truth Social from March 31st says, all of those countries that can't get jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the United Kingdom, which refused to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number 1, buy from the US. We have plenty. Number 2, build up some delayed courage, go to the Strait and just take it. You'll have to start learning how to fight for yourselves. The USA won't be there to help you anymore, just like you weren't there for us. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done. Go get your own oil. President DJT. Hey man, self-reliance. That's something that we in this country, I know us conservatives, we've been talking about this for a while, but you can't just be supported by the state. Big Daddy government is not going to come save you. The only thing that's going to save you is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. But when it comes to, when it comes to the playing with form in this world, you got to get up and do it yourself, man. So UK, you've been put on notice. Get your own oil. We have some to sell you, but go get it. Quit being babies about it. So I love that. And like I said, this is from March 31st. It's 4 days ago. So we're going to go in order from here. And we're just going to go with the different things that Trump has said in those days. Now, here he comes after France. The country of France wouldn't let planes headed to Israel loaded up with military supplies, fly over French territory. France has been very unhelpful with respect to the butcher of Iran, in quotes, who has been successfully eliminated. The USA will remember. President DJT. He's distancing us from Europe. Europe's got to go out and get their own. They got to grow up. This one, I'm obviously not going to pull up the article, but I wanted to bring this one up because these are all from March 31st. I'll let you know when we get to the next day. This one is a Newsmax article that says Benjamin Netanyahu to Newsmax. Trump saw Iran nuclear threat early. And then President Trump wrote, Netanyahu to Newsmax. Trump has shown tremendous leadership. Now, the reason I bring that up is because I am in the camp that this war is a proxy war, if you will. Not a proxy war, but we are targeting infrastructure in Iran. But I think this is coming after Israel's boogeyman. It's taking out their boogeyman. So in theory, my theory, and well, not just my theory, but from my perspective, he's weakening the Israeli government's positioning as a bully in the Middle East. So I think it's great because with the strategic moves that Donald Trump made to attack Iran before Israel did, and many other things, it's put Netanyahu in a position where he has to come out and praise Trump for his decision making, because on the surface, that's what Israel has been begging and asking us to do. But I think behind the scenes, I think he's a little pissed because Donald Trump didn't take out the structures that he wanted him to take out. He didn't do the plan that he had. He did the plan that was America first, and I love it. So for me, that's more signal from President Trump. This is the one I was going to talk about with the king. So this one is from the same day, about 10 minutes later. And President Trump says, Melania and I are pleased to announce that Their Majesties, the King and Queen of the United Kingdom, will visit the United States for a historic state visit from April 27th to 30th, which will include a beautiful banquet dinner at the White House on the evening of April 28th. This momentous occasion will be even more special this year as we commemorate the 250th anniversary of our great country. I look forward to spending time with the King, whom I greatly respect. It will be terrific. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. And I highlighted that part because he said it will be, get this thing out of the way. No, I don't want to. All right, we're just going to move that. It says, as we commemorate the 250th anniversary of our great country. Everybody here knows the reason why we became a country 250 years ago was because of this dude's great, somebody in his lineage, allegedly at least. King George was trying to get us to pay taxes. Fuck that guy. That's what I gotta say. Fuck that guy. So I think this is more of a power move. Not only a power move, but it's going to be a huge It's going to be a celebration of the king and queen visiting from the United Kingdom, but it's going to be Donald Trump's way of showing this is what you lost. Suck it. So I love it. I love it. Redneck Renegade's in the chat. He says, "Sup, fuckers? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? I don't think I forgot about that video." So a little pause for a second. I'll put myself back up on the screen. So last week, if you weren't here, Redneck Renegade sent in a video from YouTube last week of Chris Webby and a song of his, and I love this song. So we are going to play that song. Sorry, I see myself moving slowly, so I'm trying to get back to a normal speed. We're going to play that song once I cut YouTube. So let's see. We are about 30 minutes in. It's 8 o'clock. We'll say around 9 o'clock because I'll be going over a little bit. Around 9 o'clock, I'll cut YouTube, and I'm going to play that song. Come on, bro. You forgot about it. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just made you suffer. And now, to be fair, though, other people like Chris Webby, so it probably would have ended up happening anyway, because someone would have reminded me. But anyway, we will play that around 9 o'clock, and that's when we'll transition to the non-YouTube section. And I'll give, because I'm feeling gracious, because it's the 47th episode, and Agent 47, aka POTUS, aka Donald J. Trump, is such a generous man. He loves all the people. He loves all Americans, even the ones that didn't vote for him, because they're American citizens. Now, if you're a criminal or something like that, if you hate this country, to me, you're not really an American citizen, even if it says it on paper. But because I love you guys, I'm going to let the YouTube crowd in on a little secret. After we cut YouTube, that's when the no pants party begins. And if you want to find out what that is, and no, I'm not going to take my pants off and show you guys, just so everybody knows. But at 9 o'clock, if you want to come over to X or Rumble, we'll talk about the no pants party. But make sure you get over there right after I cut YouTube, or like when I'm transitioning over. Pause. Not that type of transition. You guys will be able to check it out. So anyway, let's get back into what we were talking about. All right. So let me pull this back up. Next up. Okay, so this is the part that I wanted to get to that was real fun. So these pictures, at least to me, they're fun. These are what I believe are pictures of the future ballroom area, or mock-ups. Let's put it that way. So this is one of the exteriors. So for anybody that wants to screenshot it, actually, let me take myself off the screen for this part. So here's one shot. Looks beautiful. Bringing more beauty to the White House and restoring the old beauty. I love it. And yes, Tracy Nanette, we are all a little retarded here. Absolutely. And Redneck Renegade said, "I'm retarded, bro. Laugh my ass off." That's why Tracy Nanette said that. Yeah, Dev House, I saw that. She said, "You're out of sync." Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why that is. Let me close. I have the X tab open as well. Let me close that out and see if that helps anything. I don't know why it's doing that. It's really annoying because I have solid internet right now. Just so everybody knows, we are going to be getting Starlink very soon. Probably right after GART. I'll see if they can come out and install it. But let me pull myself up on the screen and see how out of sync I am. Yeah, see, I'm out of sync. This is so frustrating. I can't close this out because. All right, let me do this. Let me stop sharing my screen and see if I can get us back in sync. So let me close out Truth Social and then come back to that in a minute. All right, I'm closing all my browsers. Let's see. You guys give me discombobulated. Yes, Harry Patriot, discombobulated. Sorry about this, y'all. I'm going to switch up the music and let me know 5x5 if I'm moving more normally. It looks like on my end I am. And then what I'll do is I'll make sure I only have one tab open at a time. Or sorry, two tabs. This StreamYard tab and then whatever we're looking at. And we'll see if it works out better. So I'm going to switch up the music, but you guys let me know how I'm moving around. And I'll keep moving my head and stuff so you guys can see. 5x5. Yes. Awesome. All right. We're going to try this again, y'all. Thank you so much. We're going to try this again. We're going to share one screen and we're going to see what happens. So let me put this down here on my other page. All right. We're going to Truth Social. Hopefully this works out. So far, so good. Bookmarks. Oh man, it's going slow again. I can see it. Dang. All right. We'll try to get through this pretty quickly. What I'll do is I'll take myself off the screen when I'm going through this stuff, just so that it works a little bit better. And then we'll see what happens after that. So, all right. So bear with me when I'm reading. I probably won't be on the screen just because it's really frustrating. So let me run through Truth Social pretty quickly and then we'll get to the other stuff. So next up is another shot of the mock-up. Pull it on the screen. My guess is somebody else in the house is using the internet and it's probably slowing everything down. Let me take myself off the screen. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. There we go. All right. So this is, as you can tell, this is the side of the ballroom. Should be able to see, this is the area we were just looking at. Even my mouse is moving slow. But anyway, this is the left side. I don't know which direction, north, south, east, or west this is. If anybody knows, put it in the chat. But this is the front that we just saw. This is obviously the left side if you're looking at it. Then next up, we got, let's see, this was the first. Oh, wait, no. That might have been the right side. The first one might have been the right side. Let's see. This is the side that I was just showing you guys. This is, sorry. If you're looking at the last picture, this is to the right. And then pull it up. I know this is probably boring to people, but yeah. So we'll just get out of that part. Let's move on to the next thing. This is going to be butchered if I keep doing it like this. So next up, from the same day at 3:12 p.m., so March 31st, President Trump says Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum and I are working on fixing the absolutely filthy reflecting pool between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument. This work was supposed to be done by the Biden administration, but Sleepy Joe doesn't know what clean or proper maintenance is. The president and secretary do. So that's nice. Part of the golden age and part of restoring America is re-beautifying it. Sorry guys, Jackie says, I think it is your laptop. When was the last time you refreshed it? Probably right before the show started. I actually shut down and restarted my computer like right before you, or before I came outside earlier. So yeah, I don't really know what to do here, guys, because if I do that, it might, I don't know if it'll end the stream. I doubt it'll end the stream, but what it'll do is it'll make it so that I'm not on the screen and I don't think anything will be going on. So let me see if I can refresh a page and see what happens. I'll do that in a minute though. But yeah, Jackie said I gotcha. So all right, let's keep it going. While I'm not on the screen, it should be all right, but we'll see what happens when I get back on the screen. Next up, we got oh, this is the one I really wanted to start reading. So this is from the same day, and President Trump on Truth Social says, the National Trust of Historic Preservation sues me for a ballroom that is under budget, ahead of schedule, being built at no cost to the taxpayer, and will be the finest building of its kind anywhere in the world. I then get sued by them over the renovation of the dilapidated and structurally unsound former Kennedy Center, now the Trump Kennedy Center, a show of bipartisan unity, a Republican and Democrat president, where all I am doing is fixing, cleaning, running, and sprucing up a terribly maintained for many years building, but a building of potentially great importance. Yet the National Trust for Historic Preservation, a radical left group of lunatics whose funding was stopped by Congress in 2005, is not suing the Federal Reserve for a building which has been decimated and destroyed inside and out by an incompetent and possibly corrupt Fed chairman. Coming after the Fed. I know this is a little different, guys, but it's still coming after the Fed. I absolutely love it. The once magnificent building is billions over budget, may never be completed, and may never open. All of the beautiful walls inside have been ripped down, never to be built again, but the National quote-unquote trust for historic preservation never did anything about it. Or had they sued on Governor Gavin Newsom's railroad to nowhere in California that is billions over budget. I don't know if you guys saw or heard, but Jay Shear was talking about that the other day. And probably will never open or be used. So the White House Ballroom and the Trump Kennedy Center, which are under budget, ahead of schedule, and will be among the most magnificent buildings of their kind anywhere in the world, get sued by a group that was cut off by the government years ago. But all of the many disasters in our country are left alone to die. Doesn't make much sense, does it? President Donald J. Trump. Now he's just pointing to who's really in control. So yeah, I love that President Trump is calling these people out. I think it's very important. Let's see the next one. Oh, so this is the one that I thought was very, very important. So a lot of people don't know, this is the one about birthright citizenship. A lot of people don't know this, but I'll go ahead and read what President Trump said. And let me turn the music down a little bit. I know some of you don't like the music. I appreciate the feedback. I like the music because not only does it keep me in a flow, and that's kind of part of the reason why I picked the name Flow, but it's good for when, like, in little moments, like when I'm glitching up, or if I freeze, or if I'm muted or something like that, there's not just a bunch of dead air. So that's the reason I do it. And also, if you just sit back and relax, I think the vibe is pretty good. Let me change songs though. All right, here we go. So when it comes to birthright citizenship, President Donald J. Trump on Truth Social says, birthright citizenship has to do with the babies of slaves, not Chinese billionaires who have 56 kids, all of whom become American citizens. One of the many great scams of our time, President Donald J. Trump. Now, a lot of people don't know that that's the case. Birthright citizenship, the reason it even exists in the first place is because slaves would have children, and then when the war was over, the children were not necessarily citizens because the slaves weren't citizens. So something like this. Oh, I wasn't talking about you, Flying Storm. I saw another one in the chat that said that too. But I know your jokes, Flying Storm. I appreciate it. But yeah, this birthright citizenship thing has been completely abused, and he'll speak about it again in another post. So I'll get to that in a minute, and we'll keep talking about it. But next up, ballroom again. In the ballroom case, the judge said we have to get congressional approval. He is wrong. Congressional approval has never been given on anything in these circumstances, big or small, having to do with construction at the White House. In this case, even less so, because the ballroom is being built with private donations, no federal taxpayer money. President Donald J. Trump. So again, there all these stories. We all know that they're constantly attacking him for a bunch of different reasons, but he is he's pointing out the hypocrisy not only, but he's pointing out why I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. He's pointing out yet another way that they're trying to keep us from being able to have something that we may want. Now, I'm not saying that everybody wants a new ballroom, but if it was my choice, I would say yes to the ballroom, because not only is the ballroom going to be a quote unquote cover for something very, very important underground, but we should be putting our country's best foot forward at all times, in my opinion. And as the people's house, I want the White House to be the most beautiful place in the country, if possible, the most beautiful building, because it represents the strength of our nation. Just like our flag. I used to think, when I was younger, that a flag was just a flag. I loved our American flag. I think it's beautiful, but I used to think it was just a flag, but it means so much more. There's a reason why President Trump has it on his face right here. There's a reason why it's flown in military installations all over the world. There's a reason why it's flown on every government building. There's a reason why people have it in their backyards. It's the spirit of our nation in picture form. Not in picture form, but in picture form. In art form. Next up. So this is from April 1st, April Fool's Day. Now, I think this is interesting because it's April Fool's Day. I'm not saying that this is a April Fool's joke or anything like that. But, and yes, Farm Gal Nana, ballroom looks beautiful. It really does. And that's the golden touch that Donald Trump has put onto everything that he's built. If you've never been to Trump Tower in New York, I highly suggest doing it. Jackie and I went in 2020. We didn't go there for my birthday, but we went during my birthday trip. It wasn't like we're going to Trump Tower, but we were in Brooklyn. We visited her sister when we were up there, and we were able to go there one day. And when you walk in there, I mean, like, just the air alone was cleaner. And this was right before COVID. My birthday is in February, so it was right before COVID kicked off. And so we went in there, and man, it was so beautiful. It was gold everywhere. The toilet, I believe the toilets were gold, if I remember correctly. It was just such a beautiful building, and it made me feel good going in there. And at the time, I wasn't a fan of Donald Trump. I didn't hate him, but I was not a fan. I was definitely not a fan of Hillary Clinton. I'm glad that he won over her, but at the time, I was not a fan of him. But man, there was just something about walking in that building. I got like a sense of how much he cares about the little things. So anyway, so this is from April 1st. President Trump says on Truth Social, Iran's new regime president, much less radicalized and far more intelligent than his predecessor, has just asked the United States of America for a ceasefire. We will consider when Hormuz Strait is open, free, and clear. Until then, we are blasting Iran into oblivion, or as they say, back to the Stone Ages. So I'm gonna start running through these pretty quickly because for anybody that's read his stuff, let's just say we didn't get to the ceasefire right away. So, this one was cool because, so same day, he says, wow, President Trump says, wow, congratulations to Nissan and Christian Mounier, America's chairman, on the tremendous success they are having in the U.S. They have moved most of their production to our great country, largely because of tariffs, and the results are amazing. Guys, I think, and if you guys saw last week, I was building up, or I read a very long take that someone in the chat said they agreed with like 70% of it. I don't know if my number was exactly 70, but I didn't agree with everything. But man, I think this whole thing is a power grab. And by power grab, it's more of like a consolidation of power, because so much of our power has been given out over the years by people that hate our country, that have been running our country. But it's putting a stranglehold on China. I think we've already put the stranglehold on Russia. I think they're as close to allies as they can possibly be without openly being allies at this point. But man, it's at the point now where everything's coming back to America the way it should be. And the American Golden Age I think it's here. It's just we're dealing with a lot of the residue of the American Fool's Gold Age. Let's put it that way. This is another birthright one. We are the only country in the world stupid enough to allow quote unquote birthright citizenship. President Donald J. Trump. Yep. And we talked about before, the reason for it is not the reason that it's being used for right now. Now, this is a long one. This is that's what she said. This one is from the first as well. But I'm going to go ahead and run through this one pretty quickly. And let me pull myself back up on the screen and see how it looks for this read. So it says from President Trump on Truth Social, it says, Republicans fully support our great men and women of law enforcement. Maybe the word should be love. America thanks each and every one of our wonderful police, border patrol, ICE, and others for their work to protect our cities, towns, streets, and indeed our country itself. Unlike Republicans, Democrats want to defund the police, border patrol, and all immigration enforcement. Some of this stuff we've heard before, guys, but there's a point to it as I get along. They want to allow criminals, mentally insane, and lunatics from all over the world to come into our country, totally unvetted and unchecked, putting Americans in serious danger. This is the part I wanted to get to. That's why we are going forward to fund our incredible ICE agents and Border Patrol through a process that doesn't need radical left Democrat votes and bypass the Senate filibuster, which should be repealed immediately, working in close conjunction with House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Leader John Thune. We're going to work as fast and as focused as possible to replenish funding for our border and ICE agents, and the radical left Democrats won't be able to stop us. We will not allow them to hurt the families of these great patriots by defunding them. I am asking that the bill be on my desk no later than June 1st. Our law enforcement officers and the American people should not have to wait until the Democrats see reason or learn the hard way through the polls. Hopefully, everyone will be voting Republican for the midterms. I think it's interesting. I guess he put Republican in all caps for a reason, but I think that's interesting though. For the midterms, through simple unification, Republicans can do this without the Democrats. In the meantime, we will continue to use funding from the Great Big Beautiful Bill, which is giving record tax rebates to citizens all over the country to ensure that ICE and Border Patrol agents are paid on time and in full, as we have been doing for them throughout the Democrat shutdown. Immigration enforcement will continue and our border will remain secure, with no murderers, drug dealers, or criminals of any kind entering our country. The American people should use this opportunity to reflect on the tens of millions of illegal aliens, including many violent criminals such as murderers, rapists, human traffickers, child molesters, and more, that Joe Biden and his far-left liberal Democrat cronies in Congress, led by Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, invited and allowed into our country for the 4 years before I took office. These radical, weak, and incompetent Democrats have made clear that if they resume power, they will never again provide funding to secure our border or enforce our immigration laws. The Democrats are the party of open borders for criminals, crime, zero immigration enforcement, defunding the police, and allowing the worst of the worst to have get out of jail free cards. They want America to be open and available to violent criminals, thugs, and lowlifes, not our great and loving American patriots. Don't forget that in November. Win the midterms. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Now, I know a whole bunch of us have different takes on the election, voting being, trying to remember how Alpha wanted to use it, because I agree with them on fake, stolen and gay instead of fake and gay is what he wanted to use. Now, some of us still believe that they're fake and gay. They're not just stolen, they're just fake in general. But I'm going to use his term stolen and gay. I think that this strategy by President Trump is not only, I think he's covering a lot of areas with this. I think that he's trying to get people out to vote. He's trying to get the numbers out there, kind of the too big to rig formula. But I honestly don't think that the too big to rig is I don't think that narrative is what he's going for this time, because I think a lot of the people that we're trying to get out of office are also Republicans. I know that he says vote Republican, but hopefully anybody with any sense of discernment knows that not all Republicans are good for this country, because there are plenty of rhinos, and the party system in general is just silly. Each vote or each candidate should be chosen on their merit, if they have any merit, because some of them don't have any merit, or on what they say their intentions are. So I think a big part of this is getting the numbers out there to vote, getting it so that I'm trying to think of the word, the mandate of the people is heard. And if the mandate is not heard, which I believe that the midterms are going to be stolen again, whether it's for the Republicans or for the Democrats, I think it's going to be stolen. But the mandate of the people will be out there. And so when the numbers don't add up, because I don't think they could add up. I don't think, unless the elections were free and fair, which I don't think that they can be in our current system, I think we can be pushed closer and closer to that point. But I think that the mandate out there will keep people engaged in the fight for something different, which I think is the most important thing. So with that, we're going to take a little break because I've been running through a lot. Before I play this, well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. This will be our break. So after this video, I'll come back and I'll probably do another ad. But so for all the people that think space is fake and gay, I got something to trigger you. So from President Trump on April 1st, April Fool's Day, for all you people that really want to be triggered, on April Fool's Day at 2:06 p.m. Eastern Time, President Trump put out this post. And this video is about 4 minutes and 22 seconds. So if you need to do anything, go ahead and do it. But yeah, enjoy this. So tonight at 6:24 p.m. Eastern time, for the first time in over 50 years, America is going back to the moon. And it's that kid said on the internet. Actually, I might have that post on the X post, so I won't ruin it. But yeah, we're going back to the moon. Artemis 2, among the most powerful rockets ever built, is launching our brave astronauts farther into deep space than any human has ever gone. We are winning in space, on Earth, and everywhere in between. Economically, militarily, and now beyond the stars. Nobody comes close. America doesn't just compete, we dominate. And the whole world is watching. God bless our incredible astronauts. God bless NASA, which means deception in Hebrew. And God bless the greatest nation ever to exist, the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump. So let me turn the music off, and I hope y'all enjoy this video, and hopefully it'll play normally. Let me take myself off the screen. Come on now. Let me get it full screen for y'all. Actually, let me refresh this page real quick. And let's see if that helps anything. All right, here we go. Enjoy, y'all.
There's no holds coming from the ground up until T-minus go for ALS. And we have go for ALS. The Space Launch System is now counting down to liftoff of the last stage of order. Lawsuit, my longer cycle to count. And here we go. 10.
All right. There you have it. So that's what they're selling to us. Um, the kid in me, wants to believe that so badly. I want to believe. I feel like Fox Mulder in let me turn on some music. I want to feel like, or I feel like Fox Mulder in the X-Files. I want to believe. But man, have they've done so much to deceive us for so long. So I'm gonna pull a BB and go by camera with the thinking on this one. And I hope it's real. I really do. Keith O'Higgins says, last moon launch by NASA since Apollo 17. That's right, 17. Interesting. Then AOB 22 says, are you buying what they're selling, Cam? I'm not buying it, but I'm putting it on layaway. That's for sure. And DD Novellas, good to see you, by the way, says, I want to believe too. Yeah, it's tough. RC Jones says, I saw them go up with my own 2 eyes, felt the sonic booms, have fan at work at Cape Canaveral. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Yeah, see, I've seen them before too. So RC Jones says, totally real. Moon landing in the 60s? Not sure. Yeah, I think it was Josh and Alpha were on. I think they did Overwatch and The Guardian last night because I saw them before. They might have been going on during Onlylands, but I saw them on around like 9 o'clock ish during Matt Trump's show because I thought they were live. And I clicked over for a little bit, and one of the things Josh was saying, which would make a lot more sense, is that the video footage and everything that we saw was fake from the 60s. What actually happened was they did go to the moon, but because they didn't want to risk the mission failing, they filmed it in a sound studio. Stanley Kubrick, obviously, we know about that, in California. They filmed it in a sound studio because we needed to win the Cold War, and if something went wrong, then that was it for us. We were gonna lose the Soviet Union, and we would have been behind them forever. So I get that. That makes sense to me. But it's also very convenient to be able to say that. Hold on a second. So it's telling me, sorry, StreamYard just sent me some notification about needing to refresh. I'm trying to see. Okay, awesome. So guys, I'm gonna take a minute and I'm going to refresh my StreamYard page, and I should be good on the stream. If something happens, I don't want everyone to panic, but in case something does happen, I apologize, and I'll be back as quickly as I can. But I'm gonna refresh this page because I can't deal with this glitching around. So refreshing right now. See y'all in just a moment. Still there? Everybody here? Give me a 5x5, y'all, if you can see me. So far, everything looks a lot clearer. I'm waiting for that first 5x5. Flying storm. Camera's broadcasting from the moon. Didn't y'all know that? Yes, Harry Patriot, 5x5. All right. It seems like it's still a little glitchy, but it's a lot better. Let me refresh this other page too. All right, let's see. We got people dancing in the chat. 5x5 from RT Joan. 5x5 from GR Dunlop. Debbie Perry Jordan. 5x5. Claire Cat. Peyton Pooh. All right, Nick Finishman. Redneck Renegade. Okay. I love it, y'all. All right, I think we might be able to continue with this show an hour in. And man, I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and do our next ad. because I'm too geeked up right now in a good way to get into what we're gonna do next, because it's gonna be more reading. But man, that was, just so you guys know, because Jackie's not here right now, so I was texting her during that space video, the launch video, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I wanted to go longer with you guys because I had more content, but yeah, okay, all right, we're gonna go to our next ad. Our next ad is soft disclosure, soft disclosure Easter ad. And I'll call it Easter because of how silly it is. I won't call it our Resurrection Day ad, because this is Easter jokes, guys. I'm not joking about Resurrection Day. That's near and dear to my heart. But when it comes to Easter, we can poke fun at the little bunny rabbit. So here we go with some soft disclosure.
Every Easter, one brave bunny takes on a very important mission. Spreading Easter joy. And apparently dropping most of it. And sometimes there's goat-related complications. Skincare so good even the goats might want it. Because Easter is really about the greatest victory ever. Hope, renewal, and a promise kept. And every soft disclosure purchase supports 6 small American businesses working together. Use code GRACE for 15% off. Soft disclosure, good for your skin, and apparently approved by goats.
All right, y'all. So check out Soft Disclosure, softdisclosure.com. And I believe it said promo code GRACE, which is actually my grandmother's name. So make sure you guys remember that. If you guys forget, don't type in Cam's grandma. You got to type in Grace. And because I was doing all this refreshing and stuff, Jackie had to save the rants for me, which she's amazing. So glad she did that. Because of that, I'm going to wait until the end to pull those up, but I'm downloading them now from the message that she sent me. Oh, and I got a boost from DDE Novellis. Thank you so much, DDE Novellis. But I will get to those a little bit later. I'll probably do that before I cut out YouTube, just so that the YouTube crowd can also see all the love that we got over here on Rumble and on the Badlands website. And I know that obviously the people from YouTube have super chats over there that you can send in. If you want to, send them in. But also Badlands Boost, badlandsmedia.tv/boosts. You can send it in for my show. You can send it in for the whole company. You can send it in for any show. So make sure you guys check that out. But yes, Claire Cat says soft disclosure products are the best. Promo code GRACE. Yes, that's the one for this special. And I'm not sure when it ends. My guess is it probably ends tomorrow. So make sure you guys go out there and get that. But anyway, all right, let's keep it going. Let's get through Truth Social, because we're almost at 9 o'clock, and luckily we have no people, so I can keep going. But the good thing is it is the Donald J. Trump show tonight, in a sense. Oh man, as soon as I share my screen, it's doing this thing again. All right, we'll get through it quickly though. So let's see. Next up, we got I have another video to play for you guys, but before we get to that, let me finish some of these other posts. Let's see, the rocket. Okay, so this one is from President Trump. Well, Jackie, I didn't want to go till 10:30, but I also didn't think I'd be glitching the first hour and 7 minutes, Keck, or 6 minutes of the show. But yeah, let's see. We'll see. But for some reason, every time I share my screen to Truth Social, it's doing this. Maybe it's because I'm on my bookmarks page. I don't know. But this post is from 3 days ago for Passover. This is from President Trump on Truth Social. And I know that we don't have a large Jewish community in our Badlands community, but we do have some Jewish brothers and sisters. And Passover was a celebration during the time of Christ. So, and if I'm not mistaken, the Last Supper was a Passover Seder. But correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and play this from President Trump because I thought this was very kind, and I thought it was important. So play this when I get you. Oh, it's already playing. Don't want to do that. All right, here we go.
To our wonderful Jewish American community and to Jews celebrating in Israel and around the world this week, I want to wish you a very happy Passover. Over 3,000 years ago, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob delivered the ancient Israelites out of slavery and brought them into the promised land. It was an amazing period of time, just like today we have an amazing period of time. The journey started with faith in God's word, and it ended with a miraculous march through the Red Sea and an astounding exodus out of Egypt. The world has never been the same. This week, we recall this ancient proof of God's faithfulness and are reminded that with true faith, eternal hope, and the power of prayer, nothing can stop the people of God. As Jewish families and loved ones gather together for Seder dinner, we ask that God will continue to watch over the Jewish people and that he may continue to preserve and protect the United States of America for generations to come. Our country is doing better than it has ever done. I am very happy to report. Happy Passover.
All right, let me shrink this back down. I did notice that he said that I'm paraphrasing, but through prayer and our love for God, nothing can stop the God's people. And he wasn't saying that the Jewish people were God's people. He said God's people. That's all of us. That's Christians. That's Jewish people. Those are people that may not have a specific religion, but the one true God is their God. Don't quote me on that last part. It's just my take on it. But yeah, if you believe in the Lord and you do this one thing right here, give all glory to God, nothing can stop you, not even death. Now, we're not coming back. Only one man came back, and he was God incarnate. But yeah, remember that, y'all. And don't worry, he's got a post for us Christians as well. I'll get to that one in a few posts. This one I thought was interesting. If it starts glitching again too much, I will cut some of the things. But some of this stuff I felt like was pretty important. Or not pretty important. I thought it was interesting. So sharing my screen again. Let's see how it works. Yeah, see, every time I share my screen, I'm going to take myself off the screen for these ones because the glitching is getting annoying to me too. So this one was a quick one I wanted to roll through. Actually, I don't even have to go through all these too much. He says, Democrat pollster, benefit of defanging Iran far outweighs cost of war, from the New York Post. New York Post, all these news outlets are trash, but you get a Democrat pollster out there saying the benefit of defanging Iran far outweighs cost of war. Now, the only thing I would say is, who is this pollster and is he a neocon? Because there are Democrat neocons too. This one, I thought Alpha would love this one. I hope he sees it at some point. But it says Douglas Murray from the New York Post, or Douglas Murray is quoted in the New York Post saying, deranged Tucker Carlson backstabs Trump. And President Trump puts that out there. So for all those people out there that still hang on Tucker Carlson's every word, just know that President Trump is signaling, don't trust this guy. And I wouldn't trust any of them. Now, this is the one that I wanted to show you guys, and I will put this in the chat. Actually, hold on. It's probably easier if I just copy the clean link. Is there an option for copy clean link? Yeah, I'll just copy the link address. I'm going to put this in the chat. I'm not going to put in right this second. Jackie says, the glitching doesn't bother me. If you're listening to the content, you have great info and the voice isn't glitching. Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. Yeah. The video is annoying though, I will say. And for me, it's probably most annoying because I'm having to watch myself. I can hear myself and I know the actions I'm doing. You guys don't know what I'm doing. You just see the glitches. But But I will put this in the chat in just a second. Let me pull this up. But Donald Trump, it's a Donald Trump clip from every year from 1980 to 2024. And I know a lot of us have been looking at his posts, not his posts, but like old clips of him from years past, because he's been consistent this entire time. Let me put it in here. Donald Trump every year from 1980 to 2024. Oh, that says 2023. Wow. I don't even know my years. All right. So I just put that in the chat. If you don't mind, check it out later because it's 25 minutes. But if you need to, you can click on it, go save it real quick. But if it's going to get you glitching like it does me, then you might want to hold off. But yeah, this one was this I started playing a little bit of it and I was like, this is way too long. And even though I wanted to do a special episode, not a special episode for him, but I wanted to have him even more involved in this show than other episodes I've had, I felt like 25 minutes was a little too long. This one is just kangaroo court. So these are now we're into April 2nd. The last one was from April 2nd as well. But kangaroo court, obviously talking about the Supreme Court. And I believe that was the ballroom related, but I'm not totally sure. Now, this one I just thought was funny. I'm still going to read it to you guys because it cracks me up. So it says, bad and very boring singer. So sorry, this is Donald Trump from April 2nd. On True Social. He says, bad and very boring singer Bruce Springsteen, who looks like a dried up prune who has suffered greatly from the work of a really bad plastic surgeon, has long had a horrible and incurable case of Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. The guy is a total loser who spews hate against a president who won a landslide election, including the popular vote, all 7 swing states, and 86% of the counties across America. Under Sleepy Joe and the Dems, our country was dead, and now we have the hottest country by far anywhere in the world. MAGA should boycott his overpriced concert. This is all in caps, by the way. MAGA should boycott his overpriced concerts, which suck. Save your hard-earned money. America is back. President DJT. And yeah, Bruce Springsteen is a loser. Man, that guy for a lot of us, he embodied America. And he just talk about selling out, man. There's some bad sellouts out there, but he's one of the top ones. From the same day, April 2nd, the biggest bridge in Iran comes tumbling down, never to be used again. Much more to follow. It is time for Iran to make a deal before it is too late, and there is nothing left of what still could become a great country, President Donald J. Trump. And I'll play the 10-second video, but this just goes to show you from the one I showed you guys earlier that President Trump was, he said that they wanted a ceasefire, and he was not having it. So here we go. It's just a bridge getting blown up. Oh, you can kind of see it at the bottom right there. That thing is not usable, but whether you believe it's real or not, that's the narrative that he's sending out there. So just so people know. Miss Rhea Freedom Fighter. This is great. I want to put this in here. She said, at Scheisler. Good to see you, by the way, Scheisler. She says, he looks like he's transitioning. Yeah, I don't want to pull up a picture of him because this is President Trump's show tonight. This is not the Bruce Springsteen. This is the shit on Bruce Springsteen through Donald Trump's post show, not the show Bruce Springsteen and scare all the children that may see this show one day. But yeah, man, go woke, get, I don't know, cooked. I don't know, pruned out. Anyway, all right. So from the same day at 1:17 p.m., President Trump says, Pam Bondi is a great American patriot and a loyal friend who faithfully served as my attorney general over the past year. Pam did a tremendous job overseeing a massive crackdown in crime across our country, with murderers plummeting to their lowest level since 1900. We love Pam, and she will be transitioning to a much needed and important new job in the private sector to be announced at a date in the near future. And our Deputy Attorney General and a very talented and respected legal mind, Todd Blanche, will step in to serve as acting Attorney General. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. I love President Trump. I know this is episode 47 for Agent 47, but I feel like this is more of a public thing because I don't agree with most of what he said there. But But I respect what he has to say, and I believe that he knows more than me, so I could be totally wrong on that. Before I go to the next one, I just want to show this. This is the same picture from earlier. Might be a little bit easier to see now. So actually, I guess it was the same to see, but this is the part of the ballroom that I was trying to show you guys before. But I had bookmarked it twice, so let me get that out of here. Oh, I remember why I did this. So it was to remind me. So this is another picture of it, but I wanted to show you guys this one. And I will go back to the post before this, after. But here's President Trump at the actual construction site, assuming that this is true. Not true that they're building it, but that this is a real picture. I don't know why he would pose for a fake picture right here and they green screen him over or whatever. But this is the construction that's going on, and it said, "I would like to thank the hardworking commissioners and staff of the National Capital Planning Commission who just voted overwhelmingly 8-1 to approve the magnificent White House ballroom now rising on this hallowed ground. I am pleased to announce that even board member Senator Rand Paul, known as an extraordinarily difficult vote, voted a strong yes. For more than 150 years, every president has dreamt about having a ballroom at the White House to accommodate people from great parties, for great parties, state visits, and even in the modern day inaugurations. I am honored to be the first president to finally get this much needed project, which is on time and under budget, underway. When completed, it will be the greatest and most beautiful ballroom of its kind anywhere in the world, and a fabulous compliment to our beautiful and storied White House, President Donald J. Trump." And I love that. That's from 6:32 p.m. on April 2nd. So, and then that smile, guys. I talk about it every time. Grandpa's got a smile on him, man. I love it. I love it. So, let's see. Oh, and then this one, Bruce Springsteen. Is Bruce Springsteen going to sue his plastic surgeon? He should. Before I get to the military one, because I want to make sure I read that, let's go back to this one. This was the post was hilarious, but I haven't seen the video all the way through. So let's see what this video is. But President Trump on April 2nd said, "Davy Crockett, obviously a distant relative of Jasmine Crockett and a very high IQ frontiersman, would be proud of the legacy that he began long ago, and especially Jasmine's great success as a politician from the great state of Texas. President Donald J. Trump." This dude is so funny, man. I love him. I love him. So here's a 2-minute video. I believe this one's more on Davy Crockett, but we'll see.
Born on a mountaintop in Tennessee. Green.
Oh, so I just realized that's a full song. I'm not going to play that because hopefully it didn't get a ding yet. But yeah, that's if you guys want to check it out, it's Donald Trump's post making fun of Jasmine Crockett, but also shouting out Davy Crockett. April 2nd at 1:43 p.m. I see people already laughing. But Fess Parker, Farm Gal Nana says Fess Parker. That must be the artist, I'm guessing. But I'm not gonna. Yes, Peyton Pooh, Master Troller. Maybe I'll go back and play that one after we cut YouTube, which we're actually gonna do very shortly. So let me finish getting through True Social. But yeah, I thought that was just. Oh man, it was so funny. I literally saw the video and I was like 2 minutes and 14 seconds talking about Jasmine Crockett and Davy Crockett. I don't know, but President Trump is just too funny. So here's a way more important post, not shit talking. President Trump says, "Our military, the greatest and most powerful by far anywhere in the world, hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. Bridges next, then electric power plants. New regime leadership knows what has to be done and has to be done fast." President Donald J. Trump. And continuing on, "With a little more time, we can easily open the Hormuz Strait, take the oil, and make a fortune. It would be a gusher for the world." President Donald J. Trump. And then next he says, "Keep the oil, anyone?" Yes, we don't want to get rid of the oil, right? That's kind of part of the reason why we went in there. I'm going to play this video after I read this post or this little section. So this is from Just the News, and the article says, "Believers and people of faith find safe harbor in Trump's White House this Easter." Now, this is the important part, guys. President Trump is bringing. Actually, hold on. Let me get back to that one because I almost forgot the JD Vance one. So let me go all the way down to here. Oh man, sorry for the scrolling. Let me go back to the bookmarks. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to be. So we have the leader one. We're gonna finish up with the Resurrection Sunday, and then I'm gonna cut YouTube. But let me get to this last one with JD Vance. So this is actually this is from April 3rd, but it says Vice President JD Vance is now in charge of fraud in the United States. It is massive and pervasive, and the job he will be doing in conjunction with many great people within the Trump administration will be a major factor in how great the future of our country will be. We will call him the fraud czar. I think that name's hilarious. It's so Russian, but it's just funny to me. Still trolling the Democrats from the border czar days. And his focus will be everywhere, but primarily in those blue states where crooked Democrat politicians like those in California, Illinois, Minnesota, Somalia beware, Maine, New York, and many others have had a free-for-all in the unprecedented theft of taxpayer money. The numbers are so large that if successful, we would literally be able to balance our American budget. Now, I think that's fascinating. I know that President Trump uses hyperbole all the time, but he says literally here. And I honestly believe that could be the case. I know that's a large number, but if we were able to balance the budget by cutting out the fraud, one of my questions is, what's taking so long? Why have we not already started cutting it? Or have we already started cutting it and we just haven't seen all the results yet? And they're fighting back so hard. That's why prices are going up and things like that. But the numbers are so large that if successful, we would literally be able to balance our American budget. And then this part right here, raids have already started in LA. And I'm assuming that's Los Angeles. Good luck, JD. So, guys, it's happening. We'll see if it really has started happening, but the president says it's happening, so I'm going to take his word for it. So we'll get back to the believers one. All right, so these are the last three before we finish up with the Resurrection Sunday talk. And then and you'll be able to hear from the president. And then after that, I'm going to cut YouTube. Thank you guys for being here, but let me run through this real quick. So President Trump on Truth Social from 10 hours ago says, remember when I gave Iran 10 days to make a deal or open up the Hormuz Strait? Time is running out. 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God. President Donald J. Trump. I love that. And then he says, in quotes, if you import the third world, you become the third world. And that is not going to happen to the United States of America as long as I am president. I absolutely love it. And then this is a 1 minute and 7 second video, Keck, that says many of Iran's military leaders who have led them poorly and unwisely are terminated, along with much else, with this massive strike in Tehran. President Donald J. Trump. So I'm going to play this video. We're going to get to Resurrection Sunday talk on Truth Social, and then I'm cutting the feed, and we're heading over to X and Rumble. So YouTube, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to play this video, and then we'll be right back. All right. So at least narrative wise, those were the strikes that that terminated the poorly and unwisely, or the can't say it backwards. It's going to confuse me. Many of Iran's military leaders who have led them poorly and unwisely are terminated, along with much else, with this massive strike in Tehran. So the narrative is Iran has fallen. Their horrible leadership, the ones that were difficult to deal with, are kaput. And now it's time to deal with the reasonable adults in the room in Iran. So let's see what happens next. But narrative wise, that is what's happening. And I said this before, but the post from 21 hours ago from Just the News says believers and people of faith find safe harbor in Trump's White House this Easter. So God has come back to, not Trump, guys. Do not misquote me here. But the one true God has come back to the White House. He never left, but they were fighting him tooth and nail in the White House. They were obviously losing. That's the reason why we got the house back. But the White House back. But this is this statement right here. It's 1 minute and 47 seconds. And this is what I voted for. I'm going to use this as an outro for YouTube. So thank you everybody on YouTube for coming over here, spending time with us. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And Jackie, if you don't mind, if you have the ability, will you do me a favor and put the links to the X feed and the Rumble feed in the YouTube chat, please? Because I really don't want to get too glitchy again. Actually, you know what? I'll do it, guys. Because no, I don't want to do it because it'll cut the video. So Jackie, if you don't mind, please doing that. And if for some reason Jackie isn't able to put it in there, like if she's busy doing something else, I will put it in there near the end of the video so it doesn't glitch too much. But here's 1 minute and 47 seconds from our president, President Donald. Or Jackie already did it. Awesome. So YouTube, thank you guys so much. Love y'all. If you're using YouTube only, come back at 10:30 for DPH with John. Oh my God, Patel Patriot, John Harold, and Chris Paul. I almost said John Paul. John Harold and Chris Paul for a little Saturday night DPH. And remember, guys, this will be the last Saturday DPH before the live Saturday DPH. So go ahead and check it out tonight. But thank you so much, YouTube. I love you guys. YouTube users, I love you guys. YouTube, we'll talk offline, YouTube, the channel, but but YouTube users, I love you guys. I really appreciate you. And Babbage just put the clickable links in the chat. Thank you, Jackie, for saying that. And Jackie says, thank you, Babbage, for the clickable links. And I'll put this up, but you guys can't read it. Or you can read it, but it'd take forever to type it. But all right. Good night, YouTube. Love y'all. And everybody on Rumble and X, stick around. We're still going strong. I still got plenty of stuff to get to. I'm not going to go all the way to 10:30. But we'll do a few things on X after this, and then I will get to the YouTube videos that I wanted to play, starting with the American of the Week. Then I'll get to the Chris Webby video, and then we will start wrapping up the show. So, all right, here is our president speaking about Resurrection Sunday. I don't remember the exact terminology he uses. I think he says Easter, but I'm not totally sure. Anyway, good night, YouTube. Oh, sorry. Good night after this video, YouTube. I'll take myself off the screen.
This Holy Week, I'm proud to join with Christians across the country and around the world to celebrate the most glorious miracle in all of time, the resurrection of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In his life, Christ displayed true humility. In his death, he modeled true love. And in his resurrection from the tomb, he proved that even death itself will not silence those who place their trust in Almighty God. As it says in Gospel of John, for God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, for whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Eternal life, such beautiful words. This Easter, millions of Christians all over the globe will be reminded that because of what Jesus did on the cross, all of us can live every day with hope in God's promise, knowing that in the end, evil and wickedness will not prevail. In the spirit of joy and renewal this Easter, we also celebrate the extraordinary resurrection of faith and religion in America. As I have often said, to be a great nation, you must have religion and you must have God. In churches across the nation on Sunday, the pews will be fuller, younger, and more faithful than they have at any time in many, many years. Religion is growing again in our country for the first time in decades. Happy Easter to all. May God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Our country is doing so well like never before. Thank you.